What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're here to talk about UFC 317. Now, I think 317 is a little cooked, my guy, because you come across the news page for UFC 317, and all you can see is that, up here, Khamzat Chimaev breaks silence with crude four-word reaction as Dricus Du Plessis injury rumor threatens 317. Now, this was never confirmed by the UFC, obviously, but with all this news coming out, I think that's what they were planning. 317, main event, Khamzat Chimaev, challenges the champion for the belt. What we've all been waiting for. Now it's cooked. If Dricus Du Plessis is injured, who do you have to main event International Fight Week? Overall, who do you have? Alright. So who do you have to, fill in for this main event? We've got Volk, just for Marab, who's booked against O'Malley in a bullshit rematch. I won't go too much into that. Pantoja, I believe, is going to be fighting Kai Kara France. Now, whether that is at International Fight Week is up to the UFC, but Pantoja should not be headlining International Fight Week card, It's not his position. He's just not that guy for that sort of contest, that sort of big pay-per-view draw. Islam isn't currently booked, but from what I'm hearing, he's doing a little bit of the ducky duck against Ilia Topuria. But to be honest, I don't see Islam as ducking. I mean, he fought in January. It was 3 months ago. It makes sense for him to come back around the July, August sort of time frame. But there's no one you can really pit Islam against besides Ilia. It's a big enough fight, but will the UFC make that fight straight away? Is the UFC going to give Ilia Topuria a title shot at 155 straight away? That is the real question. Obviously, we've got Bilal Muhammad, who's going to face JDM. Up the boy JDM. He's going to win. Dricus, injured. Magomed, we won't see him till next year. It's just how these Dagger-standing guys work in championship scenarios. Obviously, John versus Tom is, your second best option compared to a DDP versus Chimaev. But, if it was going to be made for International Fight Week, it would have been made by now, with John wanting some pretty serious preparation time against Tom. But what do we have, guys? There's nothing. It's cooked, and I'm not even going to start talking about the female divisions because ain't no way we're having a female headliner for International Fight Week. We don't have a lot of options. The only guys you really have that are draws are your Islam Makachevs, your John Joneses, your Ilia Topurias, and Dricus. But Dricus, obviously, is injured now, which is quite a shame. And the only proper announced bout we have on this card is, I'll get it out, Teresa Bleeder versus Jamie Lynn Horth. That's the only fight we have on this card at the moment. So, they've got a quick card overview here, but these are not confirmed, I wouldn't say. Costa Kopylov, Royval Karp, Johnson Zellhuber, Deniz Taffa, this fat fucking cunt. I mean, if these fights are all guaranteed and confirmed, it has the foundations of being a big pay-per-view card, but I don't know. It's really hard when you just don't have a main event, The dude you expected the main event pulls out. What is a promotion to do here? There's not a lot of big fights they can put on. Someone needs to save UFC 317. And I swear to God, if it's Pereira for like an interim light heavyweight title, that would be some brain aneurysm inducing matchmaking decisions. Jesus Christ. The UFC had such a stacked 2025 coming up with all these matchups that they had. And, just for half of them to not happen, We had Islam Arman fallout. We had Gaethje Hooker fallout. I mean, Jamal Hill Khalil Roundtree has been rescheduled 3 times. 3 times. Insane. Insane stuff. Anyways, I just thought I'd come on here, have a little bit of a rant, bit of a shit talk about Dricus pulling out. It is a shame. We're not gonna get the Khamzat Chimaev fight. We're not gonna get it on International Fight Week where it should be. It's just a damn shame. That's it. See ya.